Also, all the girlies that have gotten cheated on, like, what did you do? I just
So quick story time. One thing about me, call me get back, because I'm gonna get my lick back every single time. Okay. So I was with this guy for 5 years, engaged to him. And we was in a whole relationship. I caught this man on dating apps, cheating on me, just all kind of stuff. I forgave him. I forgave him everything, right? But he thought I wasn't gonna get my lick back. So one day he went through my phone when I was asleep and saw everything. He thought that he was a player, but I really showed him how I go. And we'll never be even. That's the funny part. Like, you can never play somebody because they gonna always get you back. I ain't waiting for karma. I'm gonna get my lick back right now. And I know that man was crying because there was some dirt on my phone.
I don't remember what I did the first time, to be honest. I was in high school. Doesn't really count. But the second time, he was at my apartment and I had to go to class. So I left and I waited for him to know that he had left. And so I texted him in the middle of my boring philosophy class. And I said, hey, are you still at my place? And he said, no. Why? I said, dang. You should have went in my closet and got all the hoodies and sweatpants that you gave me so you could give them to insert name here. I won't say her name. But, and then he called me and texted me for the rest of the day and I just ignored him. Just let him figure out how I even knew her name, all, etc. And then I cried all day. Well, then I cried for like 2 years.
So I screen recorded and screenshotted all the messages in the Tinder, sent it to him, and called him and asked him what was up. He told me he was lacking attention in a relationship and that's what he was seeking from the women. Naturally, I dump him because I tell my mom and she's like, well, you are mean sometimes and I can definitely see his point of view. Maybe you should give him another chance and try and focus more on him this time. Foolishly, I went with that advice. He kept cheating on me. My friends were sending me screenshots of his Tinder like, oh, your boyfriend's talking to my roommate. Isn't this your boyfriend? So I just started to cheat back. But ultimately, we ended up breaking up. Because he didn't want to be in an open relationship, but he didn't want to stop sleeping with other people or lying about sleeping with other people.
So I dipped, graduated again, and now I'm engaged. Y'all see him? Y'all see my man?
Long story short, I found out when my middle child was 2 months old that baby daddy had been sleeping with a girl from his hometown every time he went to go visit his mum. So I thought, I could confront him, I could have an argument with him, or I could be really, really funny and get some entertainment. So what I did, I waited for him to come home from work and I hit him up. I was like, who's Camellia? And he just lost it. He's like, if that, she's fat, she's ugly, she's smelly, her family's inbred, blah, 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 blah. You know, the whole shebang to defend yourself. Little did he know I recorded the whole thing. I sent it to her with a kiss face, kicked him out of my house. He still to this day doesn't know.
Oh, he did me so dirty, so I had to, like, oh, it was bad. It was bad. So, as a little payback, I his barber, and I allowed his barber to continue to cut his hair, and his barber started to push his lining way the back. And I remember we'd be sitting there, like, after he get his haircut, he'd be like, damn, like, what the is going on with, like, my shit ain't been right for a while now. Like, what the I'm gonna have to find a new barber. Yeah, you might have to.
I've talked about this before, but what I really did when the guy first cheated on me, what I did was I made him pay for all my bills. Like, he started paying all my bills. He paid my rent. He paid my electricity. He paid my internet. I didn't even have to pay for the internet. He was just giving me money for it. Like, and then he bought me a bed, a king size bed, king size bed. And then like his parents wanted to go to Florida for Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever. So that's what we did. We did that. He paid for all of my stuff. I didn't pay a dime for that trip. I found out he was still cheating on me. He said he was gonna propose to me and everything, and he was still cheating on me on that trip. So I kicked him out my room, told his mama on him, and then she was all like, "You need to sleep in my room. You're not sleeping in that same room as her. You shouldn't. How dare you cheat on this queen? Blah blah blah." So, moral of the story, you know your worth.
I went to jail, but I jail. What you mean?
So, I carry a knife with me everywhere I go. Keep that in mind. So, my husband ended up getting a job 2 hours away. He moved up, and I moved in with my parents. When he moved, he took couch, bed, and a few other things that we had from our married life. I would go up to visit him every so often, and I just started getting a weird feeling. Women's intuition. So I do a little snooping, FBI agent, found out he was cheating on me, confronted him, and he told me everything I needed to know. When all that was said and done, I took said knife and I cut up the couch that I bought, the bed that I bought, and just left it. I literally went Medea, Diva for Mad Black Woman. Now I'm happily divorced, living my best life. Ooh, and I also made a music video of me burning my wedding dress. Fun times.
First, I threw his phone in his face, and then after that, I took his car key and I went into the ignition and I bent that inside, and it broke.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. It was one of those situations that I was just like, I'm gonna let Shorty have him, cause I was miserable, and Shorty got him, and Shorty was miserable. Like, take the headache, sis. Look at you now, sliding down the wall, crying, throwing a fit. Shoulda mind your business.
I cut up all of his clothes, mostly his pants. I cut a big old hole right in his rear end area because if you're gonna be an asshole and cheat on me, then you're gonna get what you deserved. I also cut a hole in like the dick part of his pants because if you're gonna be swinging it around everywhere, let me help you out,
What did I do? Well, I immediately ejected myself from the conversation. I ran across the room. I sat down on the floor, and I had to wrap my arms around myself because I was like, I thought my body was falling apart. I was having an out-of-body experience in the worst way possible. Second thing that I did, I immediately unarchived the photo that he told me to take down because it was too revealing. I said, hell no, that's going right back on my profile. Right back on my profile. That bikini picture is not going anywhere, okay? Because I didn't have sex with somebody else. I just posted a bikini picture. So.
I've been cheated on by every single man I have ever been with. And each time I was cheated on, I did a little something different. So the first official time I was cheated on was by the father of my son, my oldest son. And he was cheating on me with everybody. Because of this man, I actually wound up in jail 2 times, but I was found basically not guilty for both of those things. So after being arrested twice at 6 months pregnant and 7 months pregnant, I had had enough. I called him up, was on the phone with him for like 7 hours. It took 7 hours to get this man to confess. And then I finally broke up with him, even though he was basically asking me to be like a permanent side chick of sorts. I told him he was like the aliens in Independence Day, where he just goes from like woman to woman, takes all their resources and energy and just destroys them. And that's basically summarized every relationship he's had after me. Now we never see each other and he just plays child support.